Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week's topic is all about how to write strong female characters. A little while ago, I received this really beautiful review by an Australian book reviewer and editor called Dahlia Burrs. One thing that really struck me about this review was this one sentence, this one comment that Dahlia made about Daff, my protagonist in Every Time He Dies. She said that Daff was a prime example of a strong female character because she is strong, but she's not so strong that she's incapable of having heartbreak. Now, when I set out to write Every Time He Dies, I didn't design Daff to be a strong female character. I was just trying to write a good story. I knew that in order for the plot to work, I really needed to create conflict because, that's like the basis of any narrative. Now, if you haven't read Every Time He Dies, there aren't going to be any spoilers in this video, so don't worry. But for the sake of creating context, within Every Time He Dies, there is a ghost. So, the natural way to create conflict is ghost plus a person who doesn't believe in ghosts. So I designed Daff to be super scientifically minded. She's very literal and a total realist. Naturally, when she encounters something that doesn't fit any of her worldviews, a lot of conflict is created. Now, I am a feminist, so of course I am all on board for people to write strong female characters. I think it's great that people are looking at their narratives and they're really critically analyzing why they are making their female characters do the things they do. They're really reflecting on how they're positioning those characters and what's happening to them and what they are doing in response. That all being said, I have noticed, as have many other people, that strong female characters are often just male characters with female names. I mean, as a super obvious example, just think about Lara Croft. Big boobs and she shoots guns. Now, Daff doesn't shoot guns, and I'm not really sure what her bust size is. I mean, I guess it's medium, everything in proportion, right? But Daff isn't strong because she beats down bad guys and she's wearing leather pants. She's strong because I gave her agency in her own story. Daff is in charge of her life. When problems arise, she finds ways to solve them. She chooses her actions and she takes action. She is also not an impenetrable force. She's not like some stone-walled creature. In Every Time He Dies, Daff is dealing with some pretty intense emotions, but she's finding a way to carry that baggage with her. It's right there on her shoulder, you can see it, but she's keeping it contained so that she can continue to function. Every Time He Dies is ultimately Daff's story, even though there are other protagonists within it. Naturally, it's really important to me as the author that she have agency over her own story. Additionally, it was incredibly important to me that she be the subject of the novel and not the object. What do I mean by subject versus object? A woman is an object in a novel if she is the damsel in distress. If it is up to the men in the novel to fix the problems that are happening around her and to save her. But that's not what happens. In Every Time He Dies, Daff figures out the problem and she does everything she can to solve it herself. Now, obviously, I can't get into any specific spoilers. You'll just have to read the book. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's not guns or martial arts skills or a heart of concrete that makes a female character strong. It's her agency. If you want to write a strong female character, don't set out to write a strong female character. Just write a person who happens to be female. Allow that character to make their own decisions and allow them to take action on those decisions. And please do not neglect their interior life, because tough people are tough for a reason, because they've been through shit. And that is what makes them interesting, and that is such good material for a novel. Agency is what makes a story exciting. It's also how you get a reader to care about a character. Because let's face it, everybody likes people who have agency. People who have agency are proactive. They're initiating things. They're getting things done. They're like, I got this. You're in safe hands. And that's a pretty good feeling to have as a reader. It's incredibly important that we continue to evaluate the agency of our characters regardless of their gender identification. And if a character doesn't have agency, you need to be doing that for an incredibly good reason. You need to be aware that you are doing it and make sure that it's not some unconscious programming that you've picked up from really bad TV or really shitty books. So there you have it, guys. Those are my reflections on how to write a strong female character. If you'd like to read the original review that Dahlia wrote for Every Time He Dies, I've linked it below. And if you'd like even more writing advice, you can head to taraeast.com. While you're there, make sure that you sign up for my email newsletter. When you do, I'll send you a free downloadable cheat sheet called 7 Ways to Stay Motivated as a Writer. You'll also get weekly updates from me with information that I only share via email. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up to support my channel, and of course, feel free to subscribe. I so hope you enjoyed this video this week, guys, and I hope you have a really great writing week, and I'll see you next time.